All right, so while Dave Portnoy was on the Joe Rogan Experience, he brought up Paddy Pimblett's last fight because it is a really controversial fight. Paddy won, but most people believe that he didn't deserve to win, including Joe. When the decision was announced, there's a video of Joe rolling his eyes at it, and even right here in this video, he admits that he thinks that Jared Gordon won. But with Dave Portnoy, he believes that Paddy won. At least now he admits the fight was close, but since Paddy signed to Barstool, Dave is kind of like his hype man. And after the fight, him and Paddy ran up to Dana and they were asking for the fight of the night bonus. And it just looked pretty ridiculous because, first of all, Paddy probably didn't even deserve to win the fight. And the fight wasn't even that good and he didn't perform that well. So a lot of people were making fun of him for it. And Justin Gaethje jumped in on it. He was calling out Dave Portnoy. And then Dave decided to respond to that and call out Justin because Justin was hanging out with the leader of Chechnya, who's a brutal dictator. And then they had this back and forth, and eventually Dave felt threatened because Justin said something like, "You better hope I take the high road when I see you at an event," or something like that. And Dave starts asking Joe right here, like, "Should I be worried about this?"
I saw you, by the way, you roll your eyes when Paddy won.
Shouldn't have won.
I thought it was a close decision.
I thought Jared won. I thought Jared Gordon won that fight.
Did you see?
It was a good fight. It certainly wasn't a blowout. It wasn't one of those fights where there's no fucking way. It was a close fight.
Did you see the Twitter war I got in with a guy after the fact?
No.
Justin Gaethje.
Oh, Justin Gaethje.
Yeah. He threatened to beat me up.
Well, he definitely could.
That's, by the way, that's not saying much. Like your producer could beat me up. So that's not much of a threat. I've never been in a physical altercation in my life.
He's the most violent man in MMA. Justin Gaethje's a fucking savage.
Is he capable of beating up a civilian?
Would he? No, he wouldn't do that.
That's good to know.
No, he wouldn't do that. He's not stupid.
I like how Dave brings this up by saying, "Yeah, I got into a fight with some guy on Twitter afterwards." Like, it's just some random guy. But it definitely sounds like Dave is scared of running into him at a UFC event or something. Like, Dave got all freaked out when Alex Stein and that homeless guy walked into Barstool headquarters. Like, that guy was just joking around, and Dave was acting like it was this life-threatening thing, and he said he should have been shot for it. So if he can't handle somebody just goofing around like that, then I would imagine he's probably scared shitless when it comes to a UFC fighter. And Dave probably knows that some fighters might actually do something to him. You know, if he got into that exchange with Nate Diaz and Nate ran into him, I'm sure he'd slap him around a little bit.
Because this is what happened. After the fight, Paddy in the ring, fight of the night. He said fight of the night. The third round, they didn't throw a punch. It wasn't fight of the night. But he was talking fight of the night. Paddy's our guy.
Well, he's just a fun guy.
Yeah, so we're saying fight of the night, fight of the night. He got mad at us. He's like, you're trying to steal money from the actual fighters who won fight of the night. We're like, no, he didn't. People went into his background and wait, what did he say exactly? What was his quote to me? He was out with like a third world like dictator.
Oh, the Chechnyan guy.
Yeah, so I hit him back with that. I'm like, we just said Paddy was fight of the night. You were out with the Chechnyan dictator is one of the worst guys on the planet. One thing led to another. He threatened to beat me up. Yeah, Barstool guys. This makes the Barstool guys look really bad.
Bending over for the lad. Fight of the night. Barstool can give him $50K, but that performance will never get you a bonus in the octagon.
I quote tweeted, "This makes the Barstool guys look really bad." I said, "So it's probably there." So, yeah, there it is.
People are telling me that Justin Gaethje was recently seen hanging out with a warlord accused of brutal crimes against humanity, so it's hypocritical for him to say we look bad supporting Paddy when he supports a warlord. I'm going to take the high road, plus not mention it. Yeah, and then he got mad at you for that?
Yeah. He's like, I didn't do that. Find me a picture of me with the warlord. But he does have a picture with his son at his birthday party.
Oh.
So he got paid to go there with some other guys.
There's a lot of guys who got paid to go there. A lot of guys go there.
Yeah.
He's been doing that for years. He's a big MMA fan. And he brings over champions, and I guess they hang
What are your
out,
thoughts
train.
on that?
I don't know exactly what he's done or what he is accused of doing.
I think it's
but
pretty
I know
bad stuff.
Chechnya is a brutal part of the world. There's some fucking crazy shit that's happened in Chechnya. I mean, that's where Hamzat Shemaev is from. It's and Hamzat trains with that guy. He's like, there's videos of him like wrestling with him and grappling with him.
Yep.
And I know that he's been involved in with a bunch of MMA fighters. That's his thing. that's an interesting decision, right? To decide to go over there, and many fighters have gone over there,
and others haven't. Like when we did that, some fighters were like, "Well, I think
Sugar Sean O'Malley."
yeah, he said he got offered. Yeah, he wouldn't go.
Sugar Sean's the man.
It's funny. Joe's opinion on this guy is like the same opinion he has on Andrew Tate. It's like, I've heard he's done some bad stuff, but I'm not really aware of what it is. And, he's just a hardcore dude that's into fighting. And it just sounds like he's trying not to say anything bad about him. Dave put him on the spot. He's like, what do you think about all those fighters going to meet with him? And you could tell Joe doesn't really want to answer it, and he doesn't want to condemn it. He's trying to figure out some way to answer this. He's just like, it's interesting. It's their decision if they want to go over there. But that whole back and forth on Twitter between Justin and Dave was pretty hilarious. I mean, they both look pretty goofy. Dave for going up to Dana after the fight and asking for the fight of the night bonus. Even if they're joking around, I don't think that really makes it any better. I mean, it might even look worse because it just seems like they're making a joke out of the whole thing. Like, hey, that fight was so bad. Isn't it funny that we're asking for the fight of the night bonus? Even though I just think Dave was kind of going along with whatever Paddy was doing, but Paddy clearly was not joking there. He wanted that bonus for sure. And it's just kind of insulting to all the other fighters. And this is why people are losing interest in Paddy, because it just seems like his head is getting too big and he's just not even very good. He can't really back it up, so it's just not working out very well for him. And then obviously Justin looked pretty bad during that Twitter exchange because he was already in some controversy for meeting with that dictator, so he probably should have let that settle before he called someone else out. And then also his response to it was pretty funny. He was kind of trying to deny it. And then someone posted a picture of him there and he was like, oh yeah, that was fun. So the whole thing was pretty hilarious. And just the fact that now Dave, whenever he goes to a UFC event, he's probably gonna be really paranoid. He's gonna be looking around for Justin the whole time. And then also during this podcast, Dave actually got into it with Joe a little bit. And Joe told Dave to shut the F up like 10 times because they're talking about Tommy Fury, who is Tyson Fury, the championship boxer. It's his brother, his younger brother, who also is a boxer, but he's obviously nowhere near as good as his brother. And Dave doesn't even think he's like a real legit boxer. I think Dave thinks of him more as like a influencer because he's been on a reality show. And then he also fought in the Tyron Woodley Logan Paul card, and his fight just did not look very good. I think people are expecting a lot more from him. So that's why Dave doesn't think he's the best fighter. And he says that to Joe, and Joe takes personal offense to it, and he starts getting really worked up about it. And it's pretty funny. Like just how this starts off, Dave is trying to say like, we wouldn't know who he is if it weren't for his brother. And Joe's like, yeah, probably not, but he's a good looking guy that's built well. Like those are the main qualifications when it comes to boxing. And Joe's trying to make it sound like this dude is a legit boxer, and that's the way he compliments him, by just saying he's good looking.
We would not know who Tommy Fury was if his last name wasn't Fury.
Probably we wouldn't know as much about him.
I don't.
But he's still a good-looking guy. He's built great. He looks
well,
like
those are,
he looks the part.
Looks the part, no doubt. But what I'm saying,
he's a good journeyman boxer.
Let me rephrase this.
Here's Tommy Fury. You telling me this guy doesn't look like a boxer? You're out of your fucking mind.
Who's he fighting?
But I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer. The guy's fighting looks good. Dude, you're crazy if you don't think Tommy Fury's a boxer. Look at that uppercut. Shut the fuck up, dude.
No.
Shut the fuck up. Watch this.
Find the Tommy Fury. Find the Tommy Fury fight on the Jake Paul card.
Shut the fuck up.
This guy cannot.
Please shut the fuck up and watch this. Watch what he's doing. This motherfucker is 100% a boxer.
Can you find me the record of Borkianski?
This. Stop. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this.
What is
this
that?
This guy's a fucking boxer,
that
man.
That doesn't prove anything. Find me the record of Borkianski.
Just look at this. Just look at what he's doing. I don't give a shit. Look at the way he's delivering these combinations. He's 100% a boxer.
No.
Dude, you're high. You're fucking high. Look at that right hand. Dude, look at this fucking punching ability. Tommy Fury is 100% a legit boxer. You're out of your mind if you don't. Look at this.
What
look at that right hand.
That was in slow motion.
No, it's not in slow motion.
I think you slowed that down.
No,
I didn't do anything, but this is a highlight reel.
This is a highlight reel.
That is awesome. I love seeing Joe get so worked up about something so stupid. And then I love seeing Dave get yelled at. And now at UFC events, not only does he have to look out for Justin Gaethje, but he might have to look out for Joe Rogan as well. And Joe's a little guy. He could sneak up on you.
To get the combined records of everybody Tommy Fury has fight, I would guess there's not more than 2 wins on there.
But there is, for sure. But do you know that that's also the case with a lot of undefeated fighters as they're making their way up? Because what happens is fighters are very clever. Their managers are very clever. They match them up with people that's going to give them a good record. Because in boxing,
You don't need to explain this to Dave. This is exactly what he's doing with Paddy right now. I don't know why Joe's not bringing that up. Like, if Dave is talking all this trash about Tommy and Joe thinks that Tommy's a legit boxer and he thinks Dave is insulting him right here or whatever is going on, then he should be like, dude, you're backing Paddy right now. That guy clearly is not a very good MMA fighter, but you're hyping him up like he's the new thing. He's not going to win his next fight. But I just love how serious Joe's getting about this. Like, he really needs to prove to Dave that this guy is a legit fighter. And I guess he felt like watching that highlight reel once didn't do it justice, so he tells Jamie to pull it back up, and he wants Dave to watch it again because the first time he watched it he talked over it. I guess that ruined it somehow.
Dude, you're out of your mind.
I don't think so.
Play that highlight reel again. I just want you to look at this. I want you to look at this objectively. If you look at this objectively and you look at the way he's knocking guys out and landing punches,
I have nothing against Tommy
dude,
Fury.
But just watch some of this. Just watch some of this. Dude, this is legit boxing, man. Watch this. You're out of your fucking mind if you don't think that's good. Look at this.
Can we
Shut
rewind?
Up and look
Can
at
we
this.
rewind and show the punch that guy in the red trunks threw? That was
because the guy's already rocked.
No, he wasn't rocked
Yes,
when he threw that.
He absolutely was. He'd already been pummeled. I saw that fight. The guy was already getting his ass kicked. He
What
was
round is
already
that?
getting
5
his
or
ass
6?
kicked.
All right,
Yeah, he was already getting his ass kicked, man. Watch this right hand. Dude, that is legit. If you don't think that's legit, you're f***ing crazy. Watch this uppercut.
So then Dave convinces him to pull up the fight from the Woodley Paul card, which was not a very good fight for him. Like I was saying earlier, he won it, but it was just not a good performance.
You know,
I love
Tyson Fury's brother.
I love Tyson Fury. I just have never. We're gonna have to agree. I don't think he can.
It's not the best video, but you're still seeing a real boxer, man.
What,
He's a fucking boxer.
Just by standing there?
No, by boxing. He's fucking boxing. This might not be the best performance that he has ever had in his career, but what I see from his highlight reel, what I see from some of the fights that I've watched, he's a good boxer, man. You're seeing it right here. He's a real boxer, dude. You think he's not? You're crazy.
If you're saying he was good in this fight, I got nothing for you because he was
right here. What are you seeing here? You seeing a bad fighter?
I'm seeing a guy just standing in the ring.
Oh, you're so crazy.
You're saying a good fighter right
He's
there?
fighting. He's fighting a guy that's
but
not
me and
elite.
you, if we just start fighting, we're fighting.
Yeah, but he's not fighting a guy that's elite.
I don't know why they both can't just be like, listen, he's a legit boxer, but he's just not a very good boxer in terms of like the best. You know, I think that's what they're both trying to say here. I think Joe's aware that he's not really the best, and Dave obviously doesn't think he's very good, but I'm sure he'd admit that in terms of like regular people, he's a legit boxer. But also it's just not a good look because last year he was about to fight Jake Paul, and then I think at like the last second he had to back out of it because he got injured, and that fight would have been huge for him. Definitely the biggest fight of his career, and he would have gotten paid a lot. So he missed out on a great opportunity. And then also whenever something like that happens, it just seems like he got scared or something, which I doubt is the case, but it's just never a good look when you get hurt and you have to back out at the last second, unless it's like a really serious injury. But Dave thinks that Jake would have won that fight pretty easily anyways, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know if you think Jake would have won that fight. Let me know what you think about any of this, and then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.